Welcome to the Clash in Paris post-show. What you are currently looking at is the aftermath of an unbelievable and shocking main event here at La Défense Arena in Paris, France. That is CM Punk, who was not victorious in tonight's fatal four-way match where Seth freaking Rollins defended his World Heavyweight Championship match. He entered the match, guys, we thought, with absolutely nobody by his side. Paul Heyman sent to the hospital earlier tonight. No Bron Breakker, no Bronson Reed. And yet, Seth, like he always does, and he said prior to the match, I'm always 2 steps ahead, and that turned out to absolutely be the truth tonight. Becky Lynch comes out, helps Seth freaking Rollins, and they essentially...
Okay, CM Punk.
He's upset.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he be?
As he should be.
Re-breaking a table, never seen it before.
Never at all. Look, there was a lot of speculation. We knew that the Vision would not be out here tonight. As you said, there's no Braun, there's no Paul Heyman, and we speculated who could it be. For some reason, it never crossed my mind that it could be the wife, Becky Lynch, to be the one to make sure that Seth Rollins keeps his world.
Well, that's what I found so amazing
The man
about this.
stepping up for her man.
Yeah, that's right. The man, I like that.
Yeah.
That's what's so crazy about this is it was somehow shocking.
Right.
Like, it shouldn't be shocking.
It should.
Especially knowing what Becky Lynch is like. She's basking in the glory of her Intercontinental title defense over Nikki Bella, and somehow I was completely shocked and floored to see her come out and help her husband.
Absolutely.
We should have seen it coming, though, shouldn't we?
We should have.
I have so many questions. Is she a part of the Vision now? Was this a one-time thing? Was this desperate times call for desperate measures? I have so many questions that we will hopefully get the answers to in the coming weeks.
Look, and I know we're going to spend time in the future spinning it forward, but I can't help but think, look, this man, CM Punk, he's got a wife, too. And I've known her
Oh,
to
you're
kick him out.
starting the speculation already.
I'm just saying. It's
Are
on the
you
table.
saying?
I'm
Are
just
you
saying.
saying this opens a certain door to maybe AJ Lee? I'm saying it.
Something that people have wanted for many,
Wow.
many years.
Big Etor setting the internet on fire.
I'll tell you
We'll
one
see.
thing. I'm sure AJ Lee was watching her man do his thing. She sees Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch taunting CM Punk, who's laying there with Seth Rollins, telling him I'm gonna do everything in my power to keep you from ever having a title match in WWE. I want you out of here.
And it's very clear that this thing between CM Punk and Seth Rollins is not over. I don't think it's even close to being over. Their history has gone back to almost 20 years of being in this industry. Someone that Seth Rollins used to look up to, someone who he emulated, and look at where things are now.
And listen, you see CM Punk with his hands in the air, and he's trying to put on a happy face. But guys, at a certain point, after Lucy keeps moving the football over and over again, and you end up on your back over and over again, it's just got to be tough for CM Punk.
Well, listen, we're looking at the aftermath right now, an obviously frustrated CM Punk, but let's go through the match itself, right? We mentioned that coming into this fatal four-way, Seth Rollins did not have anyone from the Vision by his side.
Well, yeah, you
Here's
spoke
how the
to
match
him,
started.
and you spoke to him right before the match, Jackie, and you astutely said, like, this is a tough situation for you. You did not think you'd be here, as you see the GTS from Punk landing on Jey Uso, but in the end, Seth Rollins always had, he's a visionary, Biggie, you know this.
That he is. And look, and we saw CM Punk, we saw LA Knight, we saw Jey Uso collude a little bit early in the match, but when things broke down, we saw the craftiness of Seth Rollins time and time again.
This was a moment here where I think the crowd and people watching thought maybe CM Punk had it.
This felt like it.
Right?
It felt like it could be it.
He was going to get redemption.
And I think Punk, you see that expression on his face, I think he as well. He thought this was it.
And he's waited, right? And there it is, right there. The turning point.
Yeah, that was the opportunity. If you hit 2 GTSs, it's a wrap. And instead, and somehow at this moment, I'm still going,
Still
who
didn't
is
know.
this?
Still had no idea.
And there it is, the reveal.
I'm sorry, I'd love it. I mean, I have wanted to see Becky and Seth wield their power together and run roughshod over WWE, and that could be what we are on the precipice of, Biggie.
Look, it opens so many doors as well as to what this means. Like, you ask, does this mean that she's a part of the Vision? How many times are we going to see her interact with Seth Rollins moving forward in these world title matches? What does this mean moving forward?
I'll tell you what, she felt real good about this afterwards. Her and Seth Rollins sort of taunting everybody, gloating about what they had done. And I mean, listen, we don't have to like them, but if Becky and Seth are gonna work together moving forward, that is a power couple and a half.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Right? I mean, that is
Absolutely.
a scary, dynamic duo right there. But like I said, this main event really started having implications at the very beginning of the night when we saw Roman Reigns take on Bronson Reed, the tribal chief versus the tribal thief, right? This was them going one-on-one. It started the show tonight, and it was a hell of a match.
The super Samoan drop right there from Roman, who looked unbelievable. I don't know how at this stage Roman Reigns continues to look better and better every time you see him. He's more cut, he's in better shape. The focus was there early on.
The aura.
The aura was on 10,000. There's no question about it.
And this.
And look, did you think for a moment that we might see these two get back together? It looks like Paul Heyman was hoping for that, and ultimately it was not the case. As Paul Heyman taps out, Roman ignores that. He said this choke is staying on for a bit.
Tap.
And by the way, this moment, I'm like, wow. All I'm thinking about is, can you imagine if you catch one of these signed Jordans from Roman Reigns?
Oh, man.
And I guess Roman Reigns was not thinking about the possibility of a Braun Breaker spear either through the table.
Tell you, that man is dangerous. And he wasn't done.
Watch this, watch the air. Look at the air!
I'm not sure we've seen an athlete of Braun Breaker's caliber. I'm telling you, he's special.
No, he is a freak. I think he leapt 8 feet before he made contact with Roman.
And then they just kept going. And this is where everything started, right? We saw Roman Reigns get his hands on Paul Heyman, but the abuse continued for Roman Reigns, his status up in the air. So with that, and hopefully an update on Roman Reigns, let's check in backstage with Kathy Kelly. I believe she's got an update. Kathy, what do you got?
Well, guys, we all saw the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns celebration following his victory tonight cut short at the hands of both Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, a savage ambush that left Roman Reigns stretchered out of the arena. Now, I can confirm that he was taken to a local Paris hospital for further evaluation, and both an MRI and x-rays have been administered. While we still await word on the severity of his injuries, I do expect an official update tomorrow on Monday Night Raw. In the meantime, I will keep my ear to the ground. Back to you.
All right, Kathy, thank you so much. Well, here's a live look at La Défense Arena here in Paris, France. After Clash in Paris, so much to talk about, so much has gone down. We're going to talk about every single match that went down in this very ring. Welcome to the Clash in Paris post-show. Jackie Redmond alongside Peter Rosenberg and Big E. Fans still here, hanging out, talking about everything that we just witnessed. I did mention we are going to talk about these matches at length, but we also have to talk about the match that happened between John Cena and Logan Paul. This match, to me, was all about respect. It was all about the pillars of things that John Cena has stood for his entire career. Let's take a look right now at that match right here, Big E. Let's see.
Look, we're seeing a John Cena who's getting sharper and sharper. Here's the DDT. I see John Cena busting out moves I don't think I've ever seen John Cena hit before.
Stop
this
it.
is a man who is refreshed, truly refreshed right now. And look, these two put on an incredible match. I think Logan Paul impressed a lot of people here tonight. He has been someone that we want to count out time and time again, but seeing him push John Cena to the limit in this match truly impressed me. Here's the big right hand from Logan Paul. I'm sure he thought this was over right now, and John Cena with a big kick out, as he
Never
is known to do.
underestimate one John Cena. The match would continue.
Absolutely. Here's Paul again with the big right hand into the AA. This has to be it, and it indeed was, as John Cena beats Logan Paul right here in Paris.
And to the absolute delight of the fans here in Paris, France, as he acknowledges them post-victory, we've got the man, the myth, the legend right here in the ring with us, John Cena. The crowd is here. And the champ, John Cena's here.
What an audience tonight. Man, that was something.
Does it ever get old?
What's that?
The crowd, does it ever get old? The
No,
love that they
of course
show
not.
for you.
Trust me, I'm doing this until I can't do it anymore, which is It's coming up fast, but man, this never gets old. No.
So you've mentioned feeling like you had, I don't know, something to prove or being rejuvenated, but the John Cena that we've seen since SummerSlam, I think back to your rivalry with AJ Styles, some of the great matches, some of the matches we saw 6-7 years ago. I think it seems like you're a new version, like you're reborn. I see a fire in you that I haven't seen in many, many years. What would you owe that to?
Everybody here. You know, I mean, I only got a few of these left, and when you start something like this, you don't have a lot of concept of time. And I know that I had the calendar dates clicking down, and we got 8 left now, and
Wow.
it really is hitting home that every city you're in is the one for the last time, and it's the audience. Like, they started coming around for the matches. You say SummerSlam, I'll take it back to when I ran it with Randy, and then when I ran it with Punk, and like they have. You gain energy from this building, man. I trust me. I feel exhausted and beat to all hell, but you gain energy. You know the drill. When you're out here under the lights, it's different.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're down to single-digit dates of John Cena. And I have to, that leads me into my question for you, which was Logan Paul. He wanted this match. You gave him that opportunity to step in the ring with you. And I think for the WWE Universe, a lot of people look at this retirement tour, this final year of John Cena, and they thought, why would he give that spot to Logan Paul? So I'll ask you, why give that opportunity to Logan Paul?
Because he answered the challenge. I set up like, hey guys, I feel pretty good. I feel like I'm going to go down swinging. I want to give everything I have to the business. Who wants to step up? And man, I remember somebody giving me an opportunity in Chicago, Illinois, and I stepped up, and I wasn't ready. And there's a whole lot of people who could have faced Kurt Angle that night, but I was the one who had the stupid bravery to slap him in the face, and that's how we started this journey, So I got a lot of respect for Logan Paul, and I see, and I think the WWE Universe can agree, I see so much potential in him, and he's just so good at this. I will say this, there has never been somebody who's been the marquee in this business that hasn't been borderline unhealthy obsessed with it. You have to invest your heart and soul. Man, you say like I'm going at a different level. I'm simply just giving all I have, and that's all I've really ever done. I'm glad everybody appreciates it, but I'm just trying to give my heart to the canvas. And tonight, man, anybody that doesn't like Logan Paul, that's fine, but I got to put some respect on that name.
Absolutely. Look, it's hard for me to be here and not think about all the European tours, I think about
all
just
the
being
bus rides,
all
all
the
the
bus rides.
fun.
And
That's what
everything.
I want to know.
But
How were the bus rides?
They were fun. Perspective is everything. They were fun.
Absolutely. But this is the last go-round for you in Europe, in a wrestling ring, in a WWE ring. Can you talk about your relationship with the European fans and what it means to have your very last match here in Europe?
Well, I mean, we owe everything to the audience, and to have the audience grow over the years. I mean, you got to remember when I started this whirlwind experience in '02, we had a bunch of superstars walk away. We had a lot of injuries. We changed the name, round 1 of the XFL. We were pretty lean in some of those towns, and they weren't as loud as this, and they weren't as excited. But a place we could always come, where fans would just flock in droves and fill us with excitement, was all Europe. So to be back here is something special. I heard from the boys, like, man, the best crowd in the world is in Lyon, which is, I couldn't believe that. But then you get there and like the electricity is a different level. Tonight feels like WrestleMania. I mean, this is an arena, but it's also a stadium, and the energy in here is crazy, and the fans understand and they're interactive. It's amazing, man. It's amazing. It really is.
I have to ask you about stepping out onto the stage now.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Oh, that is so cool. That is so cool. You've been in this business over 20 years. You have walked out onto that stage and done your run down the ramp a million times. How is it different when you step out now compared to 15, 20 years ago? Is it different? Is there anything
I'm trying not to reflect on it too much, because there's always another match to have. My favorite match is always my next one. And thanks to your perspective that I seem reinvigorated out there. I will say that I've had a lot of opponents over the years And with 8 appearances left, I know I'm not going to be able to wrestle everybody who was influential in my career, but I think you saw tonight the best way I can say thank you to some of those people who have been affected or have affected my career is to kind of pay homage by maybe taking some risks and doing some stuff that I don't normally do out there. I got to shout out AJ, but I'm just saying hopefully I can do more of that and take my game to a different level and in turn do what we're supposed to do, and that's entertain the fans.
We talk a lot about your attitude change as of late. Are you glad that you're here in Paris doing it the way that you have for so long?
The office, we'll just wrap.
You
If
caught
they
me,
went
John
out, as
Cena.
long as you guys are on, we're here.
Yeah, I
we'll talk
have
about
nothing,
whatever.
but it's okay.
Yeah, that's cool. What you were saying?
My point was, we talk a lot about your recent attitude change and the stuff with The Rock and whatnot, but are you happy doing it this way, doing it the way that, seeing the John Cena that we know and love, being the colorful character you are, being able to embrace the flowers? Is that something that are you glad having your last appearance here in Europe is the John Cena that we know and love?
Well, I think you make a good point. The John Cena we know and love. And keep in mind, what we do is we try to entertain the audience the best we can. And sometimes that involves taking risks, and sometimes that involves being bold. But you also have to listen to the audience. And it got to a point where, like, Cena versus Randy, you start hearing this. Cena versus Punk Saudi, you start hearing the noise. Cena Cody WrestleMania, Cena Cody SummerSlam, it changes. And I mean, sometimes you can make bold and brave new moves, but going against this body of energy is a losing battle. So sometimes you just got to listen and pivot and change course. And I will say, it is quite nice to be able to stand in the middle of the ring and say hi to familiar faces. Some of the people overseas, like I've been seeing for years, it's the same fans. So to be able to say goodbye to them, to be able to apologize to my man, like,
I love that moment.
What did that mean to you?
It's great. Like to be able to say you're sorry, and I'm sorry because I said hurtful things, and you stuck by me, and you knew I was having a bad day, so to speak. So I think we'll reflect on this a whole lot more in January. But for somebody who's trying to be present and be in the moment, to be able to let this sink in is pretty cool. But like, nothing is a mistake. I love the announcements we do before the match. I love the black and white that splashes into color. Like, nothing is a mistake. It's just something that happens, and then we move forward, and then we got 8 left, and we're going to move forward, and I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to give it all I got.
I know you just said I don't know what's going to happen, but I'd be remiss if I didn't ask on behalf of the fans. So what's next? Or who's next?
So I think that's the question that I've always been asked, and like, everyone knows, like I don't pick opponents. Like I'm at my best when the open challenge. Like that's wow, this is a revitalization of John Cena. I always want to be a platform for people to give their best. And tonight, man, Logan Paul gave his best, and he brought the best out of me, and the fans brought the best out of all of us. So what's next? I'm going to Chicago, and that's the place I had my first match at, and that's the place where I've had a lot of memorable moments at. So I'm just excited about heading back to the old Rosemont Horizon and see what they deal out. You know, we'll go and see what happens there.
Time will tell, as they say, and Chicago's only a few days away. So, John, listen, we know you're in high demand. We appreciate you making time for the post show. Thank you so much. Congratulations on the victory, and we'll let you have a good night here in Paris.
No, I appreciate it. I already had a great one. Top it off with maybe a little red, some coffee in the morning. We'll see where it takes us.
Speaking my language.
Right on.
Have a wonderful night.
Great.
Yeah, you too. Thank you so much. You can come back anytime. All right, John Cena. I can't believe there's only 8 dates left.
I know.
I cannot believe it. I can't believe it. All right, well, listen, he mentioned he's going to be in Chicago, right? We got more to come here on the post show. You see the picture of Triple H right there. He's coming up on the Clash in Paris post show. That's still to come. Plus, we talk about the dates dwindling down for John Cena. He's going to be in Chicago on Friday. He'll also be at WrestlePalooza, the first WWE PLE to kick off the ESPN partnership. Will be the first ever WrestlePalooza on Saturday, September 20th, live from Gainsbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. WrestlePalooza will stream live on the new ESPN direct-to-consumer streaming service. Tickets for WrestlePalooza are on sale now via Ticketmaster.com.
If you or someone you love likes wrestling, you'll want to pay attention.
On Saturday, September 20th, two global powerhouses under a spotlight the world has never seen. WWE on ESPN. This isn't just an event. It's a moment in sports history.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
The world will be watching.
We're gonna light the world on fire.
This is WrestlePalooza, Saturday, September 20th. Tickets on sale now.
Welcome back to the Clash in Paris post-show here in Paris, France. Jackie Redmond alongside Big E and Peter Rosenberg. We're talking about WrestlePalooza 2 weeks from Saturday. I mean, Rosenberg, we're going to be on ESPN.
Yeah, my other home.
That's weird,
No,
isn't
it is. I have to tell you, when I saw the news, I really didn't know how to process it. It was like seeing these different parts of my life all come together. But now that I understand how cool this is going to be, with people getting to get everything they need from ESPN in one place with the new app, which I'm sure you guys have both downloaded.
Of course.
Naturally.
What do you mean? I'm a sportscaster. I have all of the apps.
It's just such a perfect marriage. And then we get this random, all of a sudden, we're going to Indy. You know, we're going to St. Elmo's. We're going to St. Elmo's Steakhouse.
Oh, we're getting the shrimp.
We're getting the shrimp cocktail.
Gotta get the shrimp.
I don't know about this.
You gotta
What?
get the shrimp cocktail.
Okay, all right.
So
It's
we're going to,
famous.
Yeah, we're going to Indy.
The
We're gonna have-
horseradishes.
We're going to have John Cena. It's going to be incredible.
All right. Well, you talk about being international. We are international right now. We are in Paris, but we are worldwide here in WWE. It was an eventful night here at Clash in Paris. Let's listen to tonight's festivities as called around the world.
Et le ventre de Bronson Reed est en transe.
C'est terminé.
Incroyable.
Papi Bronson Reed.
Incroyable.
No, no me refería con lanza, el perrote.
Uno tsunami con Roman Reigns sulla barella. No!
O Montes foi na altura, o mortal sobre o poste para acertar os...
Üstünden Fight Roosevelt! Sheamus!
Hindi pala, hindi niya nakuha yung balanse. Susuko si Sheamus.
Styles Clash! Styles Clash! Dito kawargal Motrano! Mali kick-out చేస్తాడు ఈరోజు John Cena!
Esquiva y vuelve a hacerlo John Cena.
1, 2 y 3. Victoria para John Cena.
Minado!
شوف التدخل من الخلف. لا مو معقول.
Oh my God! Il y a de Becky Lynch!
Il a besoin de sa femme.
Stop! Mesdames et messieurs, Seth freaking Rollins conserve le titre mondial grâce à sa femme.
Oh, it was a shocking end to the evening right in this ring here in La Défense Arena in Paris, France. Joining us now, Paul Triple H Levesque, to talk about everything here with another fantastic crowd hanging around to hear us talk about this. So.
Yeah, I'm excited about this, but hold on first, because I was very excited when I came out here and they were singing a unique song for me.
They were.
I would like to. What's the song? Sing the song.
La 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 la. I like that. There's a ring to that.
I like a la la.
It's
la.
original. It feels good. Like, I'm excited.
Easy to learn. You can sing
my
along
own,
quick.
French song.
Maybe you get rid of the game entrance and go right to Triple H la la la.
Yeah. But It's originally what Lem wrote for me.
Is that really?
And then they changed it to Time to Play the Game. Yeah.
Well, it all worked out,
Yeah.
as they say. Listen, we come to these international places, and I've only been in this job for a couple of years, and every single time I am just mind blown by how global WWE is. What do you think it says about what we do, that we are just worldwide? It doesn't matter what language you speak, where you live. People just, they love what we do here.
Yeah, there's something that has been happening. You know, when you talk about WWE, it is storytelling that has been the same since the beginning of time. It is good guys, bad guys. It is that power struggle. Those stories have resonated since the beginning of time, and they still do here globally, all around the world. So there's not an area of this globe that over the years, I've been fortunate to have a 30-year career, right? There is no place on this planet that I have been to where they don't know what WWE is, they don't know who we are, they don't know what we do, and they're not massively thrilled to come see us. And you see that tonight in Paris, France. You'll see that again a few weeks from now in Perth. You know, you see that everywhere. The talent have been here. It's a good song.
It's great. It's catchy, easy to learn.
Yeah.
La la la.
Yeah, who doesn't like a la la la?
I love a la la
If
la
a la la la
moment.
is there, it usually
It's a
does
master
well.
class in music, but you know, but for me, to go all around the globe to see these reactions, to see, you know, Paris, Lyon might be the loudest crowds I've ever heard. Right, it's in contention at least for anyway. So this is an epic night for everybody involved.
Now, you mentioned what we do here. It's good guys, it's bad guys. There's no question that the version we saw of John Cena at SummerSlam and that we saw tonight was also in ring a different version of John Cena. Two of the best matches we've seen from this guy in a very long time. Some people think the SummerSlam match is among his very best ever. Were you surprised at all when he went to that gear at SummerSlam that he still had that much gas in the tank?
One thing I have learned about John Cena is to never be surprised. When you think he is done, he puts it in another gear. When you think you have seen everything he has to deliver, he pulls out a Styles Clash, or he pulls out different things,
so cool.
Hurricanranas that you've never seen him do, or very rarely ever seen him do before. John is one of those, you know, JBL said it years ago, big match John Cena. He is. There's nobody, when the lights are bright, when all the world is looking at him, there is nobody better in this ring under that pressure than John Cena. But while we're talking about Cena, we're talking about tonight, I really want to take a moment to put my business hat on for a second, and I want to thank the city of Paris. I want to thank them for their hospitality and everything they put into this of bringing us here. I want to thank La Défense Arena. You know, coming here tonight, 30,000 plus fans packing this place was incredible. We beat a gate record for here, and the reason why I mention it is because that record was held by Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
so
the
Taylor Swift. And so when you start talking about that level of beating records, when it's Taylor Swift, when it's our own in-company personal records, this was incredible. The fans here tonight were incredible. The city of Paris, incredible. And we cannot do this without them, without the fans, without our partners, like they were here tonight. So Paris, France, thank you very much.
It's been so amazing, and this venue is incredible. The biggest venue in Europe, which is unbelievable that we got to have a show here. I have to ask you about how the event ended tonight. Becky Lynch comes out to the aid of Seth Rollins. You know a thing or two about power couples. If these two are going to work together moving forward, how scary are they potentially as a dynamic duo?
What's that old saying? Behind every great man
is a greater woman.
Is a greater woman. That has been my life, right, for me, and I've had that play out in my career. You know, for Seth Rollins, just when you think all his cards are on the table and he's got nothing left, he is by himself. He is left alone. No Heyman, no Braun Breaker, no Bronson Reed. He is by himself. He's always got an ace up his sleeve. And what better ace than his legendary wife to come out here and put him over the top? I would imagine CM Punk is going to want to have a conversation about that. But kudos to Seth Rollins for always finding a way.
Yeah, figuring it out. A win is a win is a win, as we say in sports.
It
doesn't always matter how you get there.
A wise man said a long time ago, always have a plan B. Seth Rollins got an A, a B, a C, a D. He's got them all.
He's a visionary. We call him a visionary for a reason.
Yes.
Paul, we appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
Want to do it again in 3 weeks?
Let's
Indianapolis?
do it again in 3 weeks. We'll go to Indianapolis, and let's do it like 3 weeks after that. We'll go to Perth.
Yeah, sounds great. And then I hear we're going to Europe in January. I just found that out.
Perth, the big show. Because this time it's Perthino.
You didn't. He did.
What?
You can't say anything now. You have to end it on that. Paul, thank you so much for the time. We appreciate you. What an event it has been here in Paris, France. We are global, over 30,000 strong. For Peter Rosenberg, I'm Jackie Redmond.
We're not going anywhere,
We're looking
Jackie.
live outside.
We're not leaving yet. You want to leave already?
I don't want to leave ever.
We have so much more to do.
I know.
We got to go over the results. Let's go through the whole night, shall we?
Well, here we go. We've talked about Seth Rollins. We've talked about John Cena. We got to bring Big E back into the fold.
I see you trying to get rid of me.
We talk about Becky Lynch coming in at the end of the night to help Seth Rollins. She also had a match of her own defending that Women's Intercontinental Championship. She retains against Nikki Bella, who put up a hell of a fight.
It has to be a very tough result for Nikki Bella. It's her first singles match in a PLE since Evolution in 2018.
I want to hear from Nikki.
Absolutely.
Because that was such a good match. She gave that everything she had. Unfortunately, Becky Lynch is a future Hall of Famer herself for a reason, right?
Yep.
And how about the Donnybrook match?
I was about to say, if we don't talk about this Donnybrook match, look, those two delivered. I loved how hard-hitting it was, how creative it was. The whole white noise off the top of the barrels, that match was phenomenal. I truly enjoyed it. Seeing those two put on the kind of match that I was hoping for, that I was yearning for, really, really beautiful stuff between those two.
Those two.
What's that?
You say it. I don't want to run into the ground. You say it.
Big meaty men.
That's
it was
the
two
thing.
I can't
big meaty.
Personally.
Yes, the meat was slapping.
I saw those guys
Oh
afterwards, by the way.
I had to shake their hands individually. I shook their hands because they put their bodies on the line
And the
tonight.
marks on those men, unbelievable. And also, we talk about all the winners, but sometimes we also point out who are the people who win in defeat. And, we spent all that time talking about Cena with good reason. Guys, I got to say it, Logan Paul kind of showed up tonight and showed out.
He did. He really did. He put on a phenomenal performance. I feel like every time we go to compliment Logan, it's, I don't want to say it, but he killed it. And it's kind of undeniable at this point. Like, he doesn't have matches that are disappointing. Every time he goes out there, I feel like he adds a new wrinkle to his game or he shows us something. He's someone who has grown. Every time we see him, he's grown and grown and grown. So you're right.
And how about the Oracle? Big E, on the Countdown Show, we talked about what was up with Montez Ford during that interview earlier.
Yeah,
when he was talking to Kathy, he really didn't seem like he had anything to say. And now some clearly weird moments between Tez and Dawkins in that match.
Yeah, and those guys have been together for, 7 years? I have been such a huge fan of those two. Really bummed I've never been actually in the ring with them. But if this means the end for the Street Profits, I hope it's not the end, but clearly something is going on.
Something's got to give, though, also
yes,
for them,
has,
right?
Yes.
I mean, you mentioned it. They've been doing this for a long time. And so every once in a while, you got to take a different
and you
course
keep coming up short over and over again. The frustration builds. Dawkins, by the way, I thought he'd be in a good mood. Ohio State won yesterday.
Right.
Beat Texas. You thought he'd be happy. Apparently not.
Not at all. Yeah, but kudos to the White Six for retaining.
All right. Well, listen, we've talked about WrestlePalooza. The next time we'll be together is WrestlePalooza on ESPN.
That's right.
This is a big deal. This is like we're coming to your house, I feel like.
Yeah.
And we're doing a show from there.
I was a big part of the whole thing. I orchestrated the deal. No, I put it together. Nick Khan called me. I worked the whole thing out.
Oh, here we go. I shouldn't have even given you that laneway. Honestly.
It was sarcasm.
This is your fault.
I have nothing to do with anything, but I am very excited about it. It's just such a cool opportunity for everybody. All the eyeballs we're going to get, the new people, the lapsed fans out there who maybe haven't caught on to the hype yet, which is clearly taking over the world, to have them now find us on ESPN, WrestlePalooza, Indianapolis, going to be amazing.
John Cena's going to be there, which is reason enough, I think, for anyone to tune into WrestlePalooza.
Jackie Redmond will be there.
This is also true. I have confirmed my attendance
I shall be
as well. But we have so many questions to be answered before then. Monday Night Raw tomorrow night from right here in Paris, France. I'll be here for that, and I hope that we hear from Becky Lynch, Seth Rollins. I'd like to hear from Nikki Bella, CM Punk. I mean, who knows what's going to happen?
There are questions to be answered.
I was going to say that. I was going to say that.
There
are indeed questions I need to be
All right,
answered.
well,
You're
while you
Yep.
guys continue that riveting conversation, I am going to wrap this thing up because this massive venue is officially empty. We're the last ones here. So for Big E and Peter Rosenberg, I'm Jackie Redmond. Thank you so much for watching the Clash in Paris post-show. Thanks for watching Clash in Paris. If you watched the countdown too, thank you for that. We appreciate you, and we will see you next time. And I'll see you at Monday Night Raw. Ciao.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
This has been a special presentation of WWE. For over 70 years, the global leader in sports and entertainment.
If you or someone you love likes wrestling, you'll want to pay attention.
On Saturday, September 20th, two global powerhouses under a spotlight the world has never seen. WWE on ESPN. This isn't just an event. It's a moment in sports history.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
The world will be watching.
We're gonna light the world on fire.
This is WrestlePalooza, Saturday, September 20th. Tickets on sale now.
You are looking live at the first WWE Premium Live event ever in Paris.
I love these people!
Oh my God. Run it up, we certified. Blow this up, we chasing highs. On the floor, it's justified. Oh my God.
Salty Dalton, Antoine, 43 people. The highest gate for any single event in La Defense Arena.
Yeah, we too hot to be cool. Damn, we breaking the rules. And they like, oh my God.
Ils sont pas prêts, faut qu'ils level up. J'ai mes vitesses dès que j'ai level up. Y'a plus de concu quand je level up. J'suis dans le labo, j'ai vu la potion. J'suis dans le labo, le démon. J'arrive sur le beat en bas.
Oh my God, Braun Breaker.
Plus petit, on a trop la dalle. Le on se venge dans ma queue.
He's helpless. Roman couldn't defend himself. Damn it, you're gonna kill him.
Filmé, quand on fait, ils nous regardent pas. Ça critique mes sens sur la paille. En vrai, non, aucun bail. Ils pensent qu'en attaquant, quand les gens font le taf, ils graillent. Je les entends pas, le moteur il crise. Demande combien j'ai mis, gros plus que toi. Une bastos dans le lit, une bonne sauce dans le riz, une vie de roi. Level up, ils sont pas prêts, faut qu'ils level up. J'ai mes vitesses dès que j'ai level up. Y'a plus de concu quand j'ai level up. J'suis dans le labo, j'ai vu la potion. J'suis dans le labo, j'avais le démon. Maman est fière, elle peut flex.
Fucking
win! Devenu un bête de gars, mon fils aura de mauvais réflexes. La CB de son père, elle fait trop de dégâts. Au charbon pour ce qu'il a hesse, le bas me laissera plus jamais y retourner. Prépare les deals, les contrats et la tournée. Dieu merci, après ça, je suis très bien entouré. On a bien avancé le temps, j'ai chuté, j'ai bien touché le fond. Ils se marraient tous, c'est con, c'est carré, j'ai placé tous mes ronds. J'ai plus le temps de regarder avant, j'ai fermé en partant, y'a la mif qui m'attend. Mec bien les miens, c'est devenu la seule des A. Pour ça que je me dois de level up, le CA. Level up, ils sont pas prêts, faut qu'ils level up. J'ai mes vitesses dès que j'ai level up. Y'a plus de concu quand j'ai level up. J'suis dans le labo, j'ai vu la potion. J'suis dans le labo, j'avais le démon. Level up, ils sont pas prêts, faut qu'ils level up. J'ai mes vitesses dès que j'ai level up. Y'a plus de concu quand j'ai level up. J'suis dans le labo, j'ai vu la potion. J'suis dans le labo, j'avais le démon.
Logan hits him with the right hand. Cena still in it. Attitude adjustment. John Cena wins.
The pressure's building, you feel it is hot. I'm coming through with no warning shot. My time is now, I don't wait for the clock. You get what you give it all that I got. Watch me come through the mist. On my grind, no assist. Pure aim, I don't miss. Feel the bass, let it hit. They don't want it with a beast unleashed. When the pressure gets high, I feast. Trips on my sight like a sniper.